What's up guys, how you doing today? Welcome back to this YouTube channel. It's your guy Igor here. Today I'm going to answer a question that I got. Why do immigrants choose to do construction? Why immigrants do construction jobs in Canada? We are going to take a look at the pay, at the career, how to get started, and my relationship to this topic. So I did a little bit of construction in Canada. I worked in the industry. When I was working at a hard fireplace depot, there was lots of construction going on, gas fitters. I had to go to some job sites and I was helping out sometimes to do the installations, and I had good relationships with those guys who are working in construction. In fact, construction is not only for immigrants in Canada. Lots of people are working there and it's a huge career. Lots of people are going for construction on purpose and they don't want to leave it. First reason why everyone wants to go to construction is you get paid a lot from the start. There are office jobs where you would be getting $15 per hour, $17 per hour, and in construction you start from 17. It's the bottom level. So in order for you to get another job, entry-level job, you would usually start from $15 or something like that, working in retail, working in the shops. But when you join construction, you start like from $17, $20 per hour. At least that's how it is in Alberta. With this being said, once you start working in construction, there is an entire career. So if you were to go for some education, for training, in any of the trades, if you're going to be a welder, you're going to be working with concrete, roofer, or for example, carpenter, those people are getting good money. Some of them are making $25 per hour, some of them are making $35 per hour, and that's a lot of money. In order for you to get that kind of money in an office job, you have to be on a managerial position, and in construction you don't have to be a manager to get that kind of money. Look at that. Kids coming from all directions. There is an entire career in construction. For example, if you would be a manager in an office job, if you go to that position, it will take you years and years to get there, and you might not even get there. But in construction, if you are a welder or a carpenter, a certified journeyman, once you get that certification, you can get $30, $35, sometimes in big companies $40, $45. I know an electrician from Ukraine who is making that much of money in one of the companies. So in order for you to get to that wage, you have to spend lots of years and in the office, lots of years in university, and construction has to offer you that within, I would say, maybe the first 5 years of your work. So construction is, first of all, you start right from over the bottom level of what people are making, and you are growing pretty fast. So why do immigrants love construction so much? Well, first of all, there is not much language requirements. You don't have to speak much English to do construction job. You don't need that. Also, if you are coming from another country, most likely the education from that country is not recognized in Canada. When construction is the way you can start, you can make more money than an average career that you would start right from the start, and basically no language requirement whatsoever. You are starting with good pay right away, and also there is a huge career in construction. Now let me tell you a little bit about career and how to get into construction. It's pretty simple. There are a few ways. One way is to do a college in construction, do some education, but that is not necessary. The other way is just to apply and get a job in some company. Now the career, for example, for a construction person in Alberta, you have to go through certification. So once you get your license as a journeyman, there are lots of trades you can actually check. I'm going to leave the link for the Alberta's website where you can see all of the trades. So once you are working in one of those construction companies, you are going to get the employer to sign your documents for you, and one of the journeymen is going to be your teacher. So how it works is you are studying and working at the same time. You're going to be doing jobs, you're going to be learning from a person who is already working there, who is already a journeyman in the company. He's going to be signing your paperwork. Basically, employer has to submit the application with you. You submit the application. For example, in Calgary, it's SAIT. Construction guys go to SAIT. So how it works is majority of the year you are working on a job, you're getting paid for it, and then for about 2 months you take off your work. Government pays you employment insurance while you are going to school, and you take 2 months of schooling in that college or university. At least that's how my employer did it for construction guys. You take 2 months of school there, then you pass the test and you go for the next year. You have to have a combination of work hours and school, mainly work hours as experience and a little bit of school. You pass the test, you go to the next year. Most of the trades have anywhere from 3 to 5 years of education before you get your license. Every year your employer is supposed to promote you once you get to another year of studying. So basically, if you're starting as a helper, $20 per hour, you get enrolled into a school. First year the employer is probably going to increase you by $2, $22, then the next year $24, the following year $26, and once you're licensed, let's say gas fitter, you'll be making probably about $27-30 an hour. You get some years of experience, you get more money, and you can start working in another company. The other companies can offer you more money sometimes. So you need an employer for your construction job. You don't necessarily need a college degree. Like, you can get it, it would certainly help you get a job probably, but really you don't have to do that. For construction jobs, you just have to get a job and that's it. Also, construction offers you a lot of freedom, where other jobs, for example, you cannot take time off. In construction you have lots of freedom, and even Canadians prefer working in construction because at any point of the day you can have some time off. And also, lots of immigrants do construction for business, because how it works in Canada is, for example, if you need a fireplace in your house, or you need to do electrical job, or whatever you need to pull a permit from a city. So city, for example, of Calgary, they have to inspect your work. They have to come and check if your work is according to the bylaws. So for construction jobs, if you are doing any of that, any kind of job with gas, electricity, even, for example, they would check the studs. If you are carpenter, they would come and see what you did and they would say, yes, it's approved. So the city has to check that. In order for the city to come and check that, for that you have to have a license. To pull a permit, to take a permit to do the construction work, you have to be a journeyman. Now, having the ticket of a journeyman brings a huge business opportunity for you if you want to start a business. So if you want to start a business as an electrical company doing with electricians, or you want to do carpentry, or you want to build houses as a builder, lots of those guys started from the helpers. Lots of those guys come into Canada from other countries who are engineers in other countries. They come to Canada and they're like, oh, I can't find a job, my education is not recognized. They get construction jobs, they start doing the general labor, they get the license, and then they start their own business. And once you start your own business, you make a lot of money. If you become a builder, that's huge money. If you are, for example, a gas fitter, I know one guy, Canadian guy, who is a gas fitter. He was a subcontractor for our company where I worked. That guy is self-employed gas fitter. He has his own team now, and he's making close to $200,000 income per year. What I want to tell you guys is that guy never did university. He never spent years and so much of thousands of dollars for education, and that guy is making more than majority of senior managers in huge corporations are making. Those guys would be working their entire life, and maybe closer to 60 they would get close to that boundary, but it's very, very less people who are making that amount of money in corporate world. And in construction, by just being a handyman, having your own team, having your own tickets to pull a permit from a city, basically license gives you allowance. You're allowed to do that kind of work legally in Canada. So all the legislations and constraints in Canada for safety purposes, they bring a huge business opportunity for construction people. And that's why immigrants love it so much. This is how it's awkward in Canada, guys. This is how it's awkward. You would not think that construction is a good job, but in reality, that's why so many immigrants, so many Russian-speaking people, so many Ukrainians and Eastern Europeans especially, and lots of people from India, East Indians, how they call them in Canada, people from India, they have huge construction companies, and a lot of people love it because it's a lot of money. Those guys have their master's degrees from other countries, from India, from Ukraine, they have their PhDs sometimes. They don't waste time getting the degree, and then they have a family and everything, so they just go into construction because it gives you that freedom, it pays you really well, and it is a good paying job in Canada, and a respectable job too. And because I worked with Vitaly at my previous company, Oleg, I worked with those guys. One is from Belarus, the other one is from Ukraine. I spoke to guys who are the owners of Roman homes in Calgary. Those guys are builders. They are making huge money. I spoke to different people in different places, different companies. I spoke to guys from India. There is a company called IREC. That guy, he's making also very good money. Lots of those guys are entrepreneurs coming and immigrating to Canada, and they settle, and they are pretty well settled, way better than those guys who are planning to build a corporate career, because in a corporate career it takes time. At the same time, personally, why I don't do construction, again, I am afraid of heights, and I think that office job is kind of easier. That's why for now I'm doing an office job. If you are not afraid of heights, if you are not afraid of hard work, and you like the freedom and good money, you are willing to get that construction trade and be more entrepreneurial, because the more you're entrepreneurial, the more money you make. The highest point for construction jobs is $35 per hour. I would say $45 per hour tops in one of the oil companies. But if you are there to build your own business, to start your own company, that's when you start making real money. When you start employing people who are going to be learning from your ticket. For example, you have a ticket, now you can teach people, now you can become a sole proprietor, or you can start your corporation. It's very easy, and takes you one day to do that. To start a corporation would take you years to get the license. You have to work for someone at the beginning, but once you get hold of it, you can start having your own team, getting your own contracts, and that's when you start making real money in construction. That's the best way to do it, and that's why everyone loves it. Alright guys, so if you think this video helped you a lot, make sure you hit that big fat thumbs up, and if you're new to this channel, if you're first time you see my face, consider subscribing so we can see you in the next video. And of course guys, make sure you comment, because your comments are the progress of this channel. That's how I create new videos. You ask me questions, I answer it, you ask me more questions, and I create more videos for you guys. Alright guys, with that being said, we will see you in next video. Have a good one.